each. And every one of us has the gift of free will. We all have the power of choice, and it directly shapes our destiny. It's a catalyst for positive or negative change. It can elevate you to heroic heights, or it can plunge us into the depths of despair. Ralph Waldo Emerson, once he said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." My friends, is it okay if I share a story with you of when I was your age? Is there anyone sensitive in here? Is there anyone opposed to hearing the truth or me getting really real? Put up your hand. Anyone opposed to that? You guys are all good? I see a lot of nods. Good. So, as you know, one time I was your age. Tough time. I was a good kid in school. I was a great artist. I had a lot of good friends. I had a few girlfriends, not all at once, of course. And then it all changed. With what seemed to be a minor decision, it turned out to be a major life-altering choice. I smoked my first joint of marijuana. And then I smoked another. Shortly thereafter, lube, hash, acid, mushrooms, the list goes on. And boy, was it easily accessible in high school. All the cool kids were doing it. And sadly, that's what I thought was cool. It led to grade slipping, skipping school, hanging out downtown, crime, violence, and more drugs. When I was 17 years young, my girlfriend at the time thought it would be fun to take off to Mexico and go party, do some more drugs, stay there for a couple weeks, and she forged a check from her father. I decided to go to the bank, cash it, and guess who was waiting for me? The police and her father. I was charged as a young 17-year-old. Now, good kid. I was doing all the right things. My grades were good at the time. I was great in sports. I was an extreme sports athlete. I was competing on the Can-Am snowboard circuit professionally. I was ski racing, freestyle racing, skateboarding, skimboarding, wakeboarding, like you name it. And I just had started skydiving for a career in skydiving. Charged as a 17-year-old, convicted as an 18-year-old. Think about that. Charged as a 17-year-old, convicted as an 18-year-old. What happens when you get convicted as an 18-year-old? Right. You end up in prison as an adult. I started my adulthood on my 18th birthday in prison. By the time I got out, I learned about the punitive system in Canada, and it's not fun. What you see on TV, that's real. That's real stuff. And it's scary when you're 18 and skinny. These muscles here, that's not for vanity, that's for protection. It's not fun in there. So, long story short, by the time I got out, I went through my 20s, I discovered raving. Anyone ever heard of raving? Rave parties? Yeah? A lot of nods. Led to harder drugs. Cocaine, Special K, you name it. The list went on. By the time I was 30 years old, 4 of my friends, and I repeat, 4 of my friends were dead from drug overdoses. 1 friend dead from gang violence, and he happened to be my cellmate in prison who was black. I decided not to join a gang by the color of my skin because my best friend was black and my entire crew was multicultural. It's really sad what you see on the news. It's really sad what you see going on. But what we do have is choice. We have choice. We have choice to say, yes, positively, I want to do something better. I want to do something different. I want to be the leader of this new gang. And believe me, people will follow you. People will follow you. Stand up. Be true to yourself. So I got out, and when I was 33, after being out for 3 years, I got a call from my best friend. And he's like, hey, you haven't been out, you haven't been partying for a while, why don't you come out to the clubs downtown Toronto, and it's only gonna be me, my wife, and another one of our buddies. All you gotta do is 1 hit. And I'm like, out of sight, out of mind, been out of it for 3 years. I was a hermit, turned my life around, was working at Good Life Fitness, went from personal trainer to master trainer to elite trainer to Canadian Personal Trainer of the Year. won the Canadian Motivational Speaker Talent Search, built 2 fitness companies, both worth $1 million. And I don't share this with you to toot my own horn. I don't share this with you to glamorize drug abuse in any way. I share this with you because I know you guys are facing some of this stuff. And you don't have to put up your hands. It's out there. It's out there. We face it as we grow up. The message is, it's never too late. It was too late for my best friend. He went out. I decided to stay home. I get a call from his wife at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in the morning. First off, his wife doesn't call me. Secondly, it's 6 a.m. James, he's dead. I lost my best friend to 1 hit of ecstasy. Now this is a guy that would say, oh, no problem, we would go out for a whole weekend, do 3-4 hits of ecstasy and a bunch of other stuff, party, 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 for 10, 15 years, okay? He went out, did 1 pill. It's like putting a bullet in a revolver, spinning the barrel, and putting it to your head. It really is. It's Russian roulette. You want to mess with your life like that? I mean, if you look 2 people to your left, 2 people to your right, pretend they're gone. Pretend they're out of your life. Just gone. Imagine all those funerals. Have fun. It's never too late to be great. But when you get started early, why put your family through that pain? Why not get started now? I want to inspire you guys now. All right? So I've brought a little magic trick for you guys, and then I'm going to showcase you 10 tips. And if you guys have, I don't know if you guys are allowing phones or not to take some notes or whatever. You know what, even better, I'm going to give you guys the slides, okay? And then you guys can share it amongst whoever would like it. Is that fair? You guys don't have to take any notes. So what we'll do first is a little bit of a magic trick. Now, I have to put this down. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, yeah. All right. So this is called the Life Balance Box. All right? Now, there's a 5 F-word system, okay? 5 F-words that got me out. And it may keep you out when you implement it right here, right now, moving forward. You guys want to hear what those F-words are? Anyone think I'm going to drop an F-bomb? Food, fitness, family, finances, fun. One more time. Food, fitness, family, finances, fun. Okay? When you have a balance of all 5, so if you imagine 5 circles spinning around like this, and in the center, okay, you're balanced. So if you can imagine a line of 0 to 100, all right, 80% all the way around is where you kind of want to shoot for. Some people are really good at finance. They're really good at money, but they suck at having fun. I'm amazing at having fun. I wasn't so good at my money. Now I'm balanced. So what I've done now is I've created this little example to show you the order. There's an order. Food, fitness, family, finances, fun. What happens if you do it in reverse and you put fun first like I did? All right? So each of these are going to represent something. We got our fun beads, okay? So we got food, fitness, we got the balls, finances, golf balls, food, fitness, food, fitness, family, finance, fun. Here we go. So when we start backwards and we take our fun beads and we put them in here, into the life balance box, just like that, okay? And then we take our finance balls and we put them in here. A lot of golfers, they're good at finance. All right, our family balls. A lot of moms are like, oh no, you gotta put family first, okay? Has anyone ever been on an airplane? Yeah? Good. So when you're on an airplane and the plane's going down and the flight attendant says, do you put your gas mask on you first or do you put it on little Joey first? What do you guys think the right answer is? You? Who says little Joey? Who says you? Okay, so whoever said you is right, okay? So when you take the oxygen on you first and you get selfish in health and you take care of yourself, you can really take care of little Joey and Jane and everybody else. But if you put it on little Joey first and then you go, what happens to little Joey when you're gone? Because you didn't take care of yourself, right? So let's put these ones in here. We got our fitness balls and we got our food. And if you notice, it don't close. Something is off. So let's try that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it in the proper order. I'm going to take out all of these balls. Okay, just like that. Does anyone play sports in here? Got any athletes? It's a good football team in the school? All right. I'm actually marrying in Fiji in January the captain of the cheerleading team for the football team back in her high school back in the day. So now let's do it the other way around. So we got food, okay? We take our fitness balls, basketball. Any basketball fans, Raptors fans? Shout out, boop, boop. All right. Let's take our family balls, we'll put them in there. We'll take our finance balls, we'll put them in there. Now this is going to get crazy, okay? Just watch out in front row in case it gets a little nuts. So these like to bounce around. Woo! What I tell you. Oh yeah. Look at that. All kinds of room. Ta-da! Oh, yeah, thanks. Woo! Wait! Who knows what's in here? What do you think? Coffee, beer, what? I can't drink in here, come on. This is a protein shake. So when you go like this and like this, when you do things in the right order, there's always extra room to have a protein shake with a friend. Ta-da! All right. This is the first presentation I'm doing since I had my 3rd spinal surgery. Has anyone ever heard of degenerative disc disease? Yeah? So I'm an extreme sports freak. I love everything extreme. So slamming, trying bigger tricks, harder tricks. I'm a big air guy, so I just kept slamming, hurting myself, broke my tailbone in the Can-Am snowboarding competition. Infusing that with lots of rock star type living, 5 years ago I had to have my first surgery because I couldn't walk. I couldn't put my own socks on. For 6 months, my wife at the time put my socks on. So imagine not even be able to reach your feet. It's like pain button on, not letting off. So had my first surgery, got better to about 70%. 2 years later, opted to have a second surgery, got better to about 40%. 2 weeks before Christmas, opted to have my 3rd surgery. It healed me completely for 3 days. It was like pain button off. I slipped my disc in my sleep, rolling, popped it again. So now I'm looking at a fusion where there's screws about 2 inches long, where the bottom 3 vertebrae in your back that they screw in, hand screw in to through your bottom, that basically they sit on, so you're technically fused. It's called a fusion. You think that's slowing me down? No, it's my choice. The one thing that got me through everything, and if there's one thing you take away from today, it's that you have the choice to choose how you feel. You can't make me mad. None of you guys can make me mad. I can blow you kisses all day long. It's my choice if I want to get mad. Right? Isn't it true? Why not choose joy? You can be in a car accident, you're like, oh, okay, well, I got to wait for the police, you know, there's not much I can do about it, I got to hang out here. I could be really angry or get an assault charge or something. Or I can be like, hey, you know what? It's happened, there's not much we can do about it, so let's choose joy. Joy is true north. Anyone ever heard of the emotional guidance system? You know what that is? So before you came into this human body, you were given this thing called feelings, all right? Fear, despair, grief, anger, shame, very low resonating, vibrating emotions. It kind of sucks. It's kind of like your gut. When you feel fear, despair, grief, anger, shame, it's telling you, get the heck out of here. This sucks. When you get really good at listening to your emotions, okay? Thoughts trigger the emotions in your heart. Love, abundance, compassion, joy. Joy is true north. When you're on joy, you're on point. That's the best tip I can give you. Follow the joy. Follow the joy. All right, so here we go. What I brought for you guys today is 10 tips on creating a successful business. And I made them fairly simple. I've gone through raising $1 million twice with 2 different companies, Joy Zone Incorporation, which was a personal training company, and Fitness Star International. So I was finding models for Nike, Adidas. I had 300 fitness models all over the world, predominantly here and in India. So I live here and I live half the time in Mumbai, India. It's my second home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these, and like I said, we can give you these slides, so if anyone's interested, feel free to either talk to, we'll give it to Deb. How about that? Cool? Deb, we're going to give you these slides so any of the kids can get them from you. So basically, has anyone ever heard of the money is in the list? The money is in the list. Anyone heard that? Number 1 tip, okay? When you don't have Instagram followers, when you don't have Facebook followers, when you don't have certain people on social media that are following you and you post something, are you likely going to get a bunch of likes on your photo? Probably not. Probably not. When you have 1,000 people in your group, or you have 20,000 Facebook followers and 4 groups like I have, or a bunch of Instagram followers or 10,000 likes on my page, I start getting them a number of likes, a lot more likes. So I found out and figured out that when I build my community, my tribe, I have people to talk to. Right? And that can be done in anything. The more niche you become, okay, in a specific topic or in a specific, like if you like football and you follow football and you stay in football for a long, long, long time, and you build a tribe around you around football, you're going to have lots of people to speak to. So right now, obviously, social media is king. Who is on Facebook? Let's just see a show of hands. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn. What am I missing? What's the hot ones? Instagram's kind of the hottest, I think, right now, isn't it? A lot of people on Instagram. You know why the kids aren't on Facebook anymore? Because the parents are on Facebook. Right? So what I did is I built my tribe online to a significant number. You can see here it says almost 200,000 down here. That's 600,000 now, so this was taken a little while ago. And I had 16 magazines that I created in order to build that tribe. I was giving them content. Content is king. You're creating value for others, then they come to you. They create value for you, and you follow them back. It's very simple, right? So, second, health is wealth, so walk the walk. One of the best tips in here is really being the role model, not only for your tribe, but also for yourself. As you saw, I didn't take care of my body. I paid the price. I've had 3 spinal surgeries now because I didn't take care of myself, and I paid for it. Monkey see, monkey do. Other people see me getting fit. Other people will, in turn, get fit too. So I went from spinal surgeries looking like this, okay, to that. And any of you can do that through nutrition, proper fitness, proper lifestyle. So I went from 200 pounds down to 165 pounds, from 20% body fat to 3% lean body fat, and that was my first competition. I ended up placing second next to a guy that did 40 Harlequin romance covers. He was like tall, 6'4", he had hair. It was like, so be diverse and offer multiple services. This is key. So instead of doing the 1-to-1, so if you're doing like one-on-one coaching, you know, that's great. And you can make some decent money doing that in anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're really good, you know, at whatever it is, if it's Barbie dolls or G.I. Joe, it really doesn't matter. You are good at it. Somebody's going to want to learn from you because you are the best at it. So when you offer diverse services, you can offer one-to-many, like I'm doing right now, one-to-many. So now I can offer a lot more and make more money. Say I charged $50 times 4 people versus 1 person times 75 or $100. I'm making more money with the same amount of time, right? So I started doing yoga classes, boot camp, right? Does anyone do yoga in here? No? One of the best things. It's so cool. So create how-to products and sell online. We are in a digital world right now. So the coolest thing ever for you guys, this right here, right now, this time is the best time ever for business. The best time ever to be an entrepreneur. Does anyone know what an entrepreneur is? Who here wants to be an entrepreneur? Very cool. Anyone want to work for a big company? Lawyers, doctors, a little bit of everything, all right? So I've gone through corporate. I worked for Good Life Fitness for a very long time. And then I decided to become an entrepreneur because I didn't want to work for a boss anymore. I didn't do authority very well. So what happened was, when I became an entrepreneur, I became in charge of my own paycheck, right? When I had access to the world through social media, which every one of you guys have, you can share something that you know about. If you're really good at breeding gerbils, somebody in the world will want to know about breeding gerbils. If you're really good at playing hockey, somebody in the world wants to know about your hockey skills. They want to know. There's a lot of people in the world. So when you actually start to collect money online, okay, obviously you have to set up a little business. So you start paying your taxes properly, etc., follow the rules. But you can really, really reach a wide audience. I started doing something called joy band elastic resistance training. So this is a little video package. I did 60 videos. They're like 12 seconds each, showing people all over the world how to use a rubber band to get in shape, right? I was selling them for $19.95, and I sold about 1,000 of them. So you can do the math, right? Pretty easy, all over the world. So then we have organize and host events to groups. So what I did is actually physique competitions, okay? So I did workshops, physique competitions, competitor workshops. So these people that were competing in the physique competition, similar to bodybuilding, but not as big. So they were more accessible to companies like Nike, Adidas, Tatika, Lululemon, etc. Then they would get hired out after they compete with us, make about $100 an hour, which is really, really cool for a young person and help them get through school. And then they all of a sudden had a Nike sponsorship. Anyone in here want a Nike sponsorship? Pretty cool, yeah. So earn more by stacking verticals. Now this is super cool. Stacking verticals. So let's say I'm a personal trainer, okay? And I have nutrition plans, I have yoga, I have boot camp, I have all different types of supplements that I can sell with my personal training, and I'm training you for an hour. There's only so much I can do. But what else are you interested in? You're interested in a nutrition plan. So I have another vertical. You're interested in doing some yoga. I have another vertical. So the same individual can pay you more money, okay, because you're adding more verticals to your pie. Now, if you don't do it in the same niche, so let's say all of those are the fitness niche. Now let's say I do the personal training, but then I go over here, and all of a sudden I want to become a jeweler. I do a little bit over here, and then I go over here, and I'm going to do the hockey thing, right? And then I go over here, and I'm going to do the G.I. Joe thing, and then I go over here, and I'm going to do the Barbie thing, all right? What's happening is you look over, and your energy is scattered. It's all over the place, okay? You're probably not going to be overly successful, okay? Focus is key. Focus on focus with focus. Focus on focus with focus. If you look now at the fitness one, personal training, nutrition, yoga, boot camp, it's a white picket fence. They all feed off each other. Understand? Cool. So what I did the nutrition plans. I was selling these for $495 digitally online. Okay, so imagine that, digitally. So when you sell it digitally versus the paper version, I'm a big tree hugger, you, one, get to copy it for free. Okay, you can send out as many as you want without expending a lot of money on hard costs. Make sense? So when I made $1 million twice, guess how much it cost me to make $1 million twice? $900,000 each time. Over 6 years, how much is left? We're talking like working under the poverty line to make $1 million. Is that worth it? Not so much. It's not about making $1 million, it's about keeping $1 million. It's about being able to keep that million, invest it, share it, give. Anyone ever heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Gary V, he's one of the top internet marketers on the planet right now. He actually just gave me a $50,000 donation. I'm opening up a ranch in Brampton for at-risk kids. So it's a gang exiting program. A lot of kids coming out of the Jane and Finch area. You know, that was my past. I'm one of those kids. So I decided to give back. And he says in 2018, 2019, Instagram is going to be the biggest platform on the planet. Instagram. In 2018, 2019. You think it's hot right now? It's going to get hotter. Facebook just put a lot of money into it. They want to destroy Snapchat by the Instagram stories feed. Anyone on Instagram stories? Yeah. They want to destroy that, so it's fierce rivalry. So Mark Zuckerberg, he's a very smart man. So he sees this, that the millennials and these kids that are coming out of the high schools, they live with their smartphones, right? And they can turn tides. They can make things viral. They can make things trend very, very, very quickly. So if you guys are not on Instagram yet, I suggest pick a topic, okay? Any topic. I do luxury stuff. I love like really nice cars, like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and stuff like that. You can pick anything though. You can pick absolutely anything. Start an Instagram page that has only that stuff and just start putting quality photos on, quality photos on, quality photos on. Start researching Instagram and you can make a little bit of money to help you guys get through school. There's all kinds of information up there that you guys can really learn about to have a part-time job, which allows you to focus on your studies because now you're making something called PIE, Passive Income Empire. Cool? Cater to a niche audience. So once again, you want to get as niche as possible. That simply means focus on one topic. Get really good at it. Get known for that one topic. Everybody's good at a bunch of stuff. I'm good at 3 or 4 things. You guys are good at 3 or 4 things. But get known for one, and then when those individuals come and they say, hey, I really like that. Oh, by the way, I also do this. Oh, really? I could use that too, right? So you're attracting them through your core niche. So what I did, I was training fitness model champions. So the girls that you actually see on the covers of the models that you see in the stores, this is Justine Monroe. I met her when she was 16, I think, 16 or 17. And hoodie, completely out of shape. Her face was broken out. And she had wanted to become a fitness model, didn't really know how. Met her at a YMCA, told her about it. Didn't see her for 6 months. Then she showed up at my personal training studio in Oakville. And she put down $6,000. So she saved up money while she was kind of waiting. She got a part-time job, and she's like, I want to try this. Within 6 months, she was #1 in Toronto. Another 3 months, #1 in Canada. Another 3 months, #1 in the world, right? So she really focused. She turned her life around at a very, very young age and picked something. And now she makes, like, I don't even know, like lots of dough, traveling the world. I don't train her anymore, but that's an example of focus. She got focused. She picked something that kept her away from, the bad relationships, the drugs, the partying, etc. And now she's making a lot of dough, and she's 21 years old right now. So share your wisdom and experience, okay? Everybody has a little bit. This is really cool. I share 10 tips, okay? Everybody likes tips. We live in a world where nobody wants to read a long story anymore. Nobody reads these big long posts. It's all about Twitter and Instagram. Instagram, like, who even reads the words? They're just looking at the photo. Love, 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 like, right? So 10 tips, you can do this every month. So imagine if you do the top 10 tips on something that you love, share it with your tribe, all right? Share it with your tribe. At the end of the year, you have how many tips? 120 tips, right? You got your first book. Now you're an author. Cool. So perfect your introduction and shine. You see, when I came on, I did a little bit of a speech. I've done that a few times, so it really gives you a good idea of who I am, etc. So what I did, when I was working at Good Life, I was really good at just going up to people and just saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I had what's called an elevator pitch. Does anyone want to know what an elevator pitch is? Yeah? It's basically 30 seconds. So if you can imagine an elevator. Anyone know the Marilyn Monroe Towers? You ever seen those? Over there? I live at the top of the tall one. Pretty cool building. So my elevator is a little bit longer, but generally an elevator is about 30 seconds, right? So in 30 seconds, what can you actually get out there where somebody can be like, hey, I understand what this person does. I understand what this niche is all about. This person's really good at hockey, okay? I'm going to remember this as the hockey person, right? Instead of being like, I do hockey, I do Barbie, I do G.I. Joe, and you're going to be like, whoa, forget about that guy, right? So, niche. We want to focus on that. Be extraordinarily and uniquely you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this because this is important. So be the ultimate you. Live your life your way and follow your heart. It will always guide you in the right direction and towards success. Love what you do and do what you love. The money will follow. Find purpose in your work by servicing others. Key. Give, 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 ask. Give, 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 ask. Very key. Be creative and original in your ideas. Execute them efficiently and effectively. When you fail, fall, or get stumped, try another way, but never, ever give up. Finish the race and then start another. So true success is the realization of a progressive dream. Okay, success is ongoing. Now is the only moment we have. Think about that. We're not in the future. We're not in the past. We're in this moment, right here, right now, together. What are you going to make of this moment? Do you want to make it crappy? Do you want to be like, oh, this sucks? Or do you want to make it like really good? And choose joy. This is a great moment. I'm going to make the best of this moment. So when you connect one moment, positive moment, positive moment, positive moment, together, you can turn your life around in hyper speed. And that's what we do with these kids at the ranch. Enjoy the journey, feel alive, share the abundance, and be open to receiving the rewards. Always be authentically genuine when guiding others and shine. So, there's Iona Catholic students and all kinds of other students around the city. United and strong. Let's talk about staying on track because we love what's going on. And there's time for some justice and time for some truth. Let's realize what we can do. Honor, we will try. There's a duty to be done. And we say I. There's a reason here and a reason above. And our honor is to try. And our duty is love. I'm James Erdt. Thank you so much, guys.